Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of the Cemetech Minecraft run of this past quote-unquote season. We are about to take and replace the map with a brand new one, start over into 1.21.1, I believe. And I thought it would be great if we took a look around, bounced into Arcadia, such as I built it, and take a look at all our past projects here. Now, we won't be pulling any of the previous episodes and cuts, and I'm not any good at that stuff right now. Maybe at a future time I can do that and pull something off. But more or less, this is for posterity's sake. This is how far we got with our project of Arcadia. And kind of just want to go over the builds, what kind of things happened, what intentions were. As you can see, we spawned up here in the house that I had intended on building, but I never really did any decorating for. Honestly, for Minecraft, that is a pretty significant weakness. But I felt, overall, I did pretty decent with the exterior construction of it. I think it looks really nice. A little bland, maybe a little flat in spots. Something that I need to work on. I was going to do some kind of like a workshop thing down here, never really got around to it. But this here is the town of Arcadia. Let's see, where did we start? I think our first build actually started up here. It didn't look like this at all. It was just a hole in the wall. A hole into a cave, honestly. And we landed ourselves a spider spawner, which we eventually evolved into this little farm here. Didn't ever really get around to using it enough to fill up all the barrels there. But this was our base of operations. This is where we started out to get things going. We lit up the farm or the spawner in there, and we made sure it survived, and went from there. And of course, one of the first things I do anytime I'm going to start an area where I plan on surviving for a while is set up my farming area, which is a 9x9 area of multiple layers. I usually will start out with wheat, because of course it's the easiest one to get. And then carrots and potatoes, and then once you can find them, beetroots, and then we go for other things. As you can see, I did several layers here. I even went so far as to, let's see, all the way up here, it's potatoes, beetroot. And I did 2 layers of netherworts, because one of my favorite blocks is that lovely color of red over yonder. This, of course, came much later. I didn't get nearly as much of it as I wanted, because honestly, I didn't get around to building as much as I wanted. This here was our storage facility. I didn't get around to making the automated storage system that I wanted. Going into the next map, I plan on a fully automated system. Will take a little while to build up the materials necessary. You got a lot of quartz, a lot of redstone, a lot of iron, a lot of wood. So it's going to take a while to get there, but we are going to build a system to where I can just toss everything in a chest and walk away. I don't want to have to deal with it no more. I think this was probably one of the first major builds that I took on and completed, like right from the get-go. I had higher hopes for it, but like I said, I never really pursued anything further than that. Also, one of my trademark things is I always do a 3x3 hole and go down. And this is my tunneling that I always do. And of course come back later and put in stairs, because who wants to jump 500 times to get back up here? It's kind of a pain in the butt. This is something I added in a bit later is it's supposed to branch out your items that you want to smelt and put it over to where it puts them out quickly. It does decently well, but for whatever reason, it does not distribute items very well to for smelting purposes. We had our chicken farm. It once upon a time did not have the cobwebs in there. It used to produce a lot of chickens, but sadly, once it gets too many chickens up in there, the farm doesn't work. They immediately jump into the water as soon as they're hatched, and I think it's something to do with Fabric, which is a server software we utilize. Eggs. Somebody, sorry for taking some years of time, and somebody came by and bought some eggs from me. Totally fine. I would have been happy to just let them have it. One of the first farms, of course, we did was get ourselves an egg farm, because without the egg farm, you can't have a chicken farm. So, yeah. These two kind of go hand in hand. We built ourselves, pretty early on, a decent-looking cactus farm. And, of course, it has collected quite a lot of cactus over the period of time it's been active. And it works out well. I mean, it produced plenty. As you can see up above, we created ourselves an iron farm. This initial design here, let me get up here real quick. Well, that didn't work out as planned, but okay. We got the jumpies. The initial design was something I picked up from River Eye, who has a town that direction over yonder. And in order to get more food over to them, I can throw in, food here. It goes up and over and lands on top of them, so they breed. The baby villagers will then fall down into the water, down into here, and be ready and waiting for collection, which I can use a cart. I also situated the iron farm aspect to where they get killed up there. They drop into a water source, which you can see down there, and gets taken down to the chests. And it does pretty decent. From here, I created an enchanting area, because once upon a time, I did have a little help, and they planted sugarcane like way all over the place, all along the riverside here, and we had all kinds of stuff to hi, please don't break again. We had all the books we could make, so we did that pretty quickly, got ourselves enchanting going, and of course, as we was out and about, we grabbed lapis. Quit kind of gathering it pretty quickly, pretty early on. And decided that since I was going for structures like this, that I would build a town, functioning town, that would reflect that. So once I was able to, I got ourselves set up with a brewing building. Got a bunch of potions. And this one here is one of my own design. I built this ages and ages ago. But basically, if you want to do if you want to bust up a bunch of ores, you click and you put the ores in your offhand where the torch is at. So you throw in your ores there, you switch over to mining, and you place and break at the same time here. Which, of course, your hoppers and hopper minecart there picks it up, pushes it in there. Though if you're using a Fortune 3 pickaxe, it generally overflows and kind of takes up things. When you start dumping it in your own pocket, it pushes it out the door. And you know you're doing something really awesome there. But if you wanted to, you can also use this to make concrete. You turn this on. You place the concrete powder here. Touches the water, turns to concrete. You break it, and it launches it into there. That one, it'll catch everything. You don't have to worry about it. A relatively simple thing, but works really well. Keeps everything contained. You don't have to worry about pillaring up on, big pillars and having the game glitch out on you and dropping dead, because that happened a lot to me in the past. It's a lot less messy this way. I also decided that I wanted a dye house, so we set up ourselves a place to store different colors of wool, different dyes. That way, if I wanted to make banners, I never did. This ended up being mostly a decent place for storing dyes. Again, will be integrated into the main storage system once I get around to it. Maybe, possibly. This is my overall flower farm that you can utilize bone meal to make more flowers. So you turn the farm on and you can't see anything happening, right? Nothing's being dumped into the chest. Well, instead of letting it just build a whole bunch of these and then, you know, have a bunch of wasted, well, okay, this time I want this. See? Well, now I want some of these. See? So you can choose. I never did finish that one. A shame. But you can choose which flower you want to be duplicated, utilizing the bone meal method. It's a nice little system. It works well. Over here, we have my villager trading hall, which overall, I'm pretty pleased with how the system turned out. Next time, we're going to do something a bit different. I need to study up a little more on the whole aspect of converting them to a zombie and then converting them back to get better deals. I didn't do that with any of these guys. I just kind of threw guys in places and didn't have any real organization for it. So we'll do better next time. And hopefully they will also be integrated into the future storage system. Now, this here is a sorting system taking care of the main items of food that comes from the automated farm, which you can sort of see. They're up there. Obviously, if you have villagers, you're wanting to trade things for emeralds, well, here you go. Trades happen. I will probably replicate this almost an exact setup in the next go-around, maybe. I also set this up to where you can deposit things you don't want, and it will convert them into bone meal, because why have things around that you don't need, like seeds? That thing would fill up with seeds so fast if I didn't have that set up. Now, of course, with the one of the newer mobs of Minecraft was the sniffers. They don't really produce a lot, mostly because I haven't been on and around to do anything with them. That's my fault. They amuse me. But honestly, I'll probably reduce the size of area in the next map. Oops. Now, this is my cocoa bean farm. Basically, with the press of the button, I don't really want to do it, but it will activate pistons, which push all these up. The cocoa beans will fall off, and pistons up in the ceiling will push this back down. And then you just go around collecting it, because I don't have a collection system of any kind in here. And you just replant it and put the rest in storage. Pretty simple. Now over here, I was working on setting up, not necessarily an auto farming system, but what I wanted to do was cast the rod, get the farm, or the fish to hook, and pull it in, and it would just come at you and then land into the water and get dropped down into this area, which would then, of course, take it up and take it to the sorting system. Never got it to work right, and I kind of abandoned the project. Actually, kind of abandoned the town not long after failing to make that work. Now, something else that I built that I'm still pretty proud of would be the zombie apocalypse house. And you start out in here, and you set your spawn point. You put in any gear you want to get rid of. You know, get the stuff out. You're okay with losing, because it is possible you could lose your stuff. And from here, you select what difficulty level you want to play. It starts out easy, which is 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors, and 4 floors of zombies that spawn. You select just the one. Once you select this one, it selects all of them. Or if you select this one, it selects just this one. And the spawning mechanism is created via command blocks underground. Oops. As you can see, the house itself is supposed to be reminiscent of like an abandoned mansion or something. I did my best to like cause damage here and there and make it look pretty well abandoned. I sort of succeeded, I feel, maybe. I'm, again, not the best at decorating interior surfaces, but this, I felt, did pretty decently. So, once you set yourself up to how many zombies you wanted spawning, you would click on this button here. They would spawn in random places, well, in a single place on random floors, depending on the level of difficulty you chose, and then they would swarm you, and you would have to keep running, and they would be equipped with different levels of weapons based off the difficulty level that you chose. I tried to add some spooky elements to it. This is supposed to be a pool of blood, and, you know, somebody being drug inside. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think that was decently done. I think it might have been done better, but I did my best. And I know I got used a fair bit amount because people would get on Messenger and be like, hey, bro, I've lost my stuff. Fix it. This is the second floor of it. Added different rooms and stuff. See, normally people would be like, oh, you can't get in there. Well, you can actually get in there. You can get in there that way. Oh no, a zombie's there. Well, you really can't get out this way. Doesn't work. So you have to fight your way out. Got a nice little balcony. There's random holes in the wall or the ground, so you get trapped while you're trying to fight or run. And the same thing here, you can sneak through. And then, of course, there is an attic and annoyingly placed spider webs. This turned out to be a pretty decent hit amongst the players that played it. Get ourselves back out here, and we'll continue our tour of Arcadia. Alright, these builds over here was from my friend Kerr Martian, who is also the main administrator for this server. I'm hoping the next go around he'll be able to give a little bit more to the game, maybe. He is freshly married, so I'm probably going to be asking a lot for the poor guy. He's also got a full-time job running his own startup, so, you know. We can only hope that we get to see his fair face out and about on the server when we're streaming. Now, the first time I got bees, I, of course, set up a main area for them here because I wanted to keep them safe. But I eventually grew tired of coming in here all the time, constantly having to empty out those beehives. So we built something a little bit better, and I will show you here in a moment. And of course, one of the many things that we need is an auto sheep farm. Because, of course, why wouldn't we want all the sheep, the wool? And needless to say, I think it goes back 4 deep. They're probably mostly full by now. Oh, while we're here, one of the beautiful things added, was it 1.19 or 1.18? Was the ability to create infinite lava. the best addition to this game, let me tell you. Infinite lava means you don't no longer have to worry about fuel sources. You can make all the obsidian you want. It's kind of nice. But to the bee problem, we wanted to make the system automated, so we did. And I have cleaned this out numerous times. It fills up pretty quick. Lots of stuff gotten from it. I don't know if there's glass on the side of this. I don't think there is. No, it's not. This would be my sugarcane farm. And, of course, is run quite a lot. I have a feeling the system's probably froze up again. But, it's not very big. I think it's only like 3 or 4 layers. So, not a huge deal there. I figured since it was mostly just me playing, no matter how hard I try to get more people to join me in a town, you know, and collaborate, get things built, stock up on items, it ends up just being me, so I didn't want to make the farm too massive. Now this here, some people may cry about keeping the little foxes captive, but they have a purpose. They are my automated sweetberry farm. Basically, when the sweet berries pop back up on here, these little guys will wake up, attack the food because they always want something in their mouth, and eventually eat it. They don't get all of the sweet berries. Some of it gets sucked up by the hopper minecarts down below, and that's where this all goes. You can trade this with one of the villagers. I think it was the butcher, but it may be somebody else. And it was just another way to try and have a use for sweet berries and make an automated farm, obviously. We will continue off. Oh, and I forgot to mention walking over here, I designated areas based on what we were doing. Like this over here is more of your residential quote-unquote areas. This over here is supposed to be the industrial aspect areas. Everything automated, different farms, etc. Now, these farms over here are the pumpkin melon farms. You stagger them here on pumpkin and melons, and as soon as the observer detects a change in the plant going one way or the other, it pulses the pistons. Very nice system, works really, really well. Honestly, constantly emptying out this farm, it's ridiculous. I have a villager zombie trapped in there, and I had plans that never bore fruit. This is my kelp farm. I know, obviously, once you get the lava farm going, there is really no need for this, but I like having more farms. More farms is good. And how many levels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. I honestly could have went much bigger. It doesn't produce as much as I'd like. This is my bamboo farm. It's supposed to run off of a timer, pulses every once in a while, fills up chests. Use bamboo to trade with villagers, get all the emeralds. Now, something here that I want to show off that I'm still fairly proud of. You don't want a constant stream of just single bits of kelp going into the smelters, because that just wastes a lot of fuel. So what you want to do is you want to lock your chests. Now, initially, let me get down here. We lock this chest here. We lock the hopper from pulling anything from the chest. And over the course of however much time it takes to fill, it will gradually fill up these chests until it gets to this spot here. Once it gets to this spot here and gets this sufficiently filled, I think about a quarter of the way or so, it then sends a signal to unlock this hopper. Now you'll say, well, TI, once it drops this below just a little ways, that's going to go off and cut the signal. Well, you'd be right. So what we do is we push the signal to go up and over the and power the piston here, but at the same time keep itself powered. Based off the flow of this here. I was trying to remember exactly how he was doing it. But yeah, this keeps it powered up and flowing until this runs out, and then it stops sending the signal, releases the piston, and goes back into storage mode. I was pretty proud of coming up with that by myself, but you know, small things. I don't think there was anything else beyond this point. There's not. At least not of my builds. Okay, so I took you to the entrance of the mine. Let's head back down here. Alright, so of course I did some pretty hefty digging around here. I like getting my materials in big bulk. That would be diorite, granite, you know, anything that I would utilize for, oops, up here, for my building projects. A lot of granite goes into my stuff because I love that color red. Generally goes pretty good with green from the prismarine. So it's what I like to use. I would like to in the future utilize more end stone because end bricks look pretty nice. I won't lie. I never got around to finishing this completely. This still needed a ceiling, and I needed to get around to finishing these walls. It didn't happen, sadly. But this pathway takes us to 2 more spawner farms. That way down there is skeletons. And this way over here was a zombie farm, I think. Now, well, that's a bummer. Lost our villager. There used to be a villager here that you could trade and swap these out for, but he died. He's gone. Zombie kid must have got out and got him. And one of my pride and joys is a crystal farm from the, what do they call these, geodes? I was pretty proud of this myself. Again, this was my own design. I worked on this by myself and figured it out. There is a butt-ton of pistons. You basically have to just kind of leave these things alone so they can spawn more crystals. And once they reach a certain point, doesn't look like they are ready. Let's see if I can get over here. Wait. Oh, there it is. Let's say I thought there was a way to get back up here. I'm not going to worry too much about it because, like I said, this map is reaching end of life. But you just come down here, and it just pulses all of the blocks. And then, I don't know if you noticed, there is a water source down, or a bunch of waters pushing everything down to a central point, which it then falls down into a chute and pushes its way up here. Again, was really proud of that one. What started the idea, and I'm sad that I never got to finish it, is this one actually down here. As you see, I had some pretty big caverns down here. There's lots of things to explore, lots of things I never got around to exploring. But I found this one from up there, actually. And this place is huge. The problem was I couldn't come up with a way to properly pulse enough of these to make it worth it. And then not only would I need to do that, I need to run circuitry around and set up a collection system, and This one was just massive. I still regret not making this one work, though. I think if I'd have pushed a little harder, I could have figured it out. But by this point, I was pretty well Minecrafted out. I kind of played this one relatively heavy. And, well, I mean, I had a lot of fun in this map. There was a lot of things to build, a lot of things to do, friends to be made, diamonds to be made, because we made a lot of diamonds in this map. One point, we finally got around to getting enough beacons set up that we got the good stuff going. I also set up a stone farm. So you could either utilize one with Silk Touch, or you could utilize one with the Fortune, and just sit here and hold the button down. Or you could set a button to be this, to mine, and walk away for a little while. And it just fills that up. Now I set up my nether portal up here. We decided on a Y level, and we all kind of built on it. So I set mine up to where when you walked out, you got to see the shop right away. Now, this one, at first I thought was alright, but I have come to realize that this shop was not everything I was hoping it to be. And going to the next time, I am going to try and figure out what I specifically want to be known to sell things for. And just go for that. Not have a little bit of everything, but just kind of like pick something and go for it for a while. I'm kind of like a general store out here. As I showed off earlier, this takes you down to the spider farm, which was my first ever home in this place. We'll go this way real quick, because there's not much over this direction. This was the basic start of our tree farm. More or less, I just wanted to carve out a flat place so that I could cut down a whole bunch of trees, have specific amounts of area designated for each tree, so I could do oak or, you know, spruce, jungle, whatever it was single, or I could double them up and put them here. These were jungle and oak, and not oak, but spruce trees. No, sorry, I apologize. This was jungle and dark oak trees in this section here. Over here, I made it a stone platform. I think that's polished andesite, specifically for the giant spruce trees. Simply because I didn't want to deal with the grass constantly turning. That annoys me. I don't like it. Up here, I built a stable. The idea was to have an area to showcase off all of the passive mobs that I cared to get. And we got quite a few of them. We got the horses and the pigs and the cows. And then we got mules and donkeys. We got the chocolate and strawberry cows. We got the foxes and the winter foxes, the cute ones. Let's see what else we got up here. I got a couple sheeps on display. We got llamas. We got rabbits. And we got goats. They're kind of jerks, though. Now over here was my the giant mushrooms, but I call them the netherwood. We managed to get some of those. I kept extra of these just in case I didn't cut the bottom trunk off fast enough, because if you don't, it will turn that into just a standard nether block, and that's not fun. Then you have to dig it up and replace it. Now, this was also a creation of my own making. I did this all by myself. Again, no tutorials. Was quite happy. I'm sure somewhere in the past you'll be able to find my video on it. We did stream it for a couple days. But the whole intention is to create an automated system to generate more mushrooms. And honestly, it was pretty fun. I think I'll do it a little different next time, because this did work. It worked really, really well. But I think I may set it up to where we could get like 2 dispensers dispensing bone meal. And we may set up some sort of a farm that keeps bone meal coming in here, because I've had to artificially fill this up if you just leave it running. You don't want to leave it like that. Alright. You know what? I'm just not going to fight you. And the circuitry down here. It's just a simple pulse circuit. Every repeaters on 4 ticks. It registers this one. As the power goes by, it fires off the dispenser for the bone meal. And this one, it pulses the power for the water. Literally one of the simplest circuits I've done, but quite complex in the way it does things. Alright, up here I mentioned was the farms for the different vegetables, the potatoes, the carrots. I thought I saw something. And wheat and beetroot seeds. Okay, so we got this setup here, which they both go back and forth collecting the stuff that's dropped by the villagers, the seeds and the wheat and beetroots alike, and it puts it into one system, one dispenser. That way we don't have a lot of different circuits flashing. Oops. That's a llama. I didn't realize there was a llama stuck in there. God knows how long it's been there. That's funny. But anyway, it sends... Both of these get sent down here. Wait, was there more than one? Oh! My bad. There's these as well. These are for the lower section, and then the 2 form into 1 and get dumped off into this. And it gets dropped into a water path that goes over to the storage system specifically for the foods. Let's go over here and take a quick look at what we got going on here. Now, I pointed out that we built a breeding facility here. This once was an iron farm, and it was my primary source of iron for a long time. I failed to upgrade it sufficiently. I finally, I don't know, it was 6-8 months ago, I added 3 of them up above. These interfere with this one because it drops the iron golems into there, so it makes it to where these guys won't spawn anymore, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Going forward, I'm going to try and set 4 of these up, drop them into a kill chamber, and hope like crazy that works. And gets things taken care of for me, so I ain't going to deal with it later. I would like to redo this setup myself, honestly, because it worked out really well. But, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. This produces quite a bit of iron, but I still have to hang out here. I really kind of would like to have more in one go. So, you know, something to think about for the future build. I still have to figure out what kind of base we're building in the next go-around. Alright, so one of the next things that we have here is a chorus fruit farm. As you can see, we got a lot going on in here. There's quite a few bits of chorus fruit. The main objective, the main use of this particular farm, let me get up here, is you grab bow and arrow and you start popping off the chorus fruit. Or the flowers, my apologies. You get at least a stack's worth of flowers. I usually shoot for more. Push that 5-minute limit as quickly as possible. Then you drop back down here. If I can get it to happen. You push the button, water sources over there activate. It pushes everything to the center, which then pushes it all over to here. And as you can see, we got a lot of stuff going on. I started the process of making an automated flower farm. Honestly, it's a really simple design. But I was going to make more pads and never got around to it. I actually recently just logged in and got these walls and stuff put in place just so it's at least looks nice. Now we go back this direction here. I'm all about my pathways. I love making roads. We have an aquarium. And as you can see, we got all the cute little axolotl friends. They are adorable, and we'll have to have them again in the next map. Probably not to the scale of crazy, but we did finally get blue ones. So that was kind of nice. They're very, very, very rare. For those that have played, you know. I built a turtle sanctuary. They're kind of cute. I also did it because I wanted the turtle pieces, and that they also created the things, but, you know, I was just trying to create kind of like a turtle preserve. This is an unfinished project. It took a lot of time to get made. The overall idea with this was supposed to be a frog enclosure. And, you know, we kind of really went for it. Uh-oh. It broke. Somebody broke it. That's a shame. It worked just fine before. I'll have to figure that out here after a bit. But, I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, this was supposed to be where I keep all the colored frogs. And, I only got the brown ones. The copper frogs. I'm really just confused by that. But whatever. And I honestly feel that might be everything on the city of Arcadia that I was involved in constructing. A friend of mine, Pizza Dude, joined for a little while and started working on this. Was really looking forward to seeing what he did. Life got really busy for him and he never got back to it. Such is life. In terms of what Kerm built, he had built a house. Oops, get out of the way of that. This right here is a massive mushroom farm. And this up here was supposed to be an automated moss tree farm. Sadly, he never did get around to finishing the construction for all that. Again, life got in the way, and it kind of sucked. But such is life. But, yeah, I have a lot of time invested in here. I have a lot of memories, mostly good, where we built things together, found things together, and just in general, had a good time playing Minecraft. So, this is going to be it for this one. I said this weekend, hopefully I can get this video out in time, but as of, let me check real quick. October 12th of 2024, the new map will go live at around between 12 and 2 EST. And if you want to join in, go to cemetech.net. You can look and find information on how to join our Discord. If you want to learn, or if you want to play, then you got to go through the Discord in order to get to the Minecraft server. But anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me as we reminisced memories, builds, etc. And look forward to what's coming up next. Until next time, my friends, see you later and stay safe out there.